SpaceX is the most successful space company in history. When you consider that they have only been in the game for about 2 decades, their achievements are nothing short of extraordinary. They have redefined what it means to be a space company, primarily by embracing an approach that prioritizes rapid development and deployment. This fast-paced innovation allows them to dominate the industry, launching rockets at an unprecedented rate. However, this strategy sometimes leads to serious problems. A prime example of this occurred recently with the failure of a Falcon 9 rocket during a routine Starlink mission on August 28, 2024. The mission, which aimed to deploy 21 Starlink satellites into orbit, started without a hitch. The Falcon 9 launched from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station and successfully delivered its payload. However, the trouble began during the landing phase. The first-stage booster, which had already completed 22 successful missions, attempted to land on the drone ship A Shortfall of Gravitas, stationed in the Atlantic Ocean. Unfortunately, upon touchdown, the booster tipped over and was engulfed in flames, marking SpaceX's first failed landing in over 3 years, in February 2021. The failure in 2021 was due to a shutdown of one of the rocket's 9 Merlin engines, which occurred because of a breach in an engine cover caused by fatigue. This breach allowed hot gas to enter the engine, damaging it, and ultimately leading to its failure during ascent. While the rocket still managed to deploy its satellite successfully, the engine problem meant that the booster lacked the necessary thrust to complete its landing on the drone ship. If you notice, both of the recent failures with SpaceX's Falcon 9 rockets occurred during the landing phase, and this is not coincidental. Landing a rocket booster, especially on a floating platform in the ocean, is one of the most complex feats in modern aerospace engineering. It's something no other company has achieved. After a rocket delivers its payload into space, the first-stage booster re-enters the atmosphere, traveling at speeds of thousands of miles per hour. As it descends, the booster must slow down from orbital speeds to nearly zero in order to land safely. This involves firing its engines multiple times in a carefully timed sequence, a process known as a controlled descent. One of the key challenges is the atmospheric re-entry. The booster must withstand immense heat and pressure as it re-enters Earth's atmosphere. It then needs to reignite its engines at just the right time to slow down enough for landing. The booster must also navigate and adjust its trajectory to land on a precise target, which is particularly difficult when that target is a moving platform in the ocean, like SpaceX's drone ships. SpaceX's drone ships, of course I still love you, just read the instructions, and A Shortfall of Gravitas, are vital to the company's ability to recover and reuse its rocket boosters. Moreover, landing on a drone ship is much harder than landing on solid ground, because the platform is constantly moving due to ocean currents and waves. Additionally, the booster must deal with the varying wind speeds and weather conditions at sea, making precision even more critical. Despite these challenges, SpaceX has managed to land rockets on these drone ships hundreds of times. Traditionally, rockets have been single-use. Once they delivered their payload to orbit, the boosters were discarded and left to burn up in the atmosphere or crash into the ocean. This was a very expensive process, and Musk quickly noticed that the most expensive part of the rocket, the engines, were being lost and left in space as debris. Recognizing the waste, Musk set out to change this. By recovering and reusing these boosters, SpaceX has now drastically reduced the cost of launching payloads into space. On average, the company saves up to $40 million per launch by reusing a Falcon 9 booster, which represents a significant portion of the total launch cost. As of August 2024, SpaceX has successfully reused Falcon 9 boosters over 200 times, setting a new standard for the space industry. The most flown booster, which had completed 23 missions before its unfortunate failure. This reuse capability has allowed SpaceX to outpace all competitors, launching more payloads more frequently and at a lower cost. By the way, for those of you who haven't seen the revolutionary Falcon 9 up close, we have a highly realistic model available on eBay at an affordable price. You can go check it out and grab one for yourself now. Back to our topic. After the recent landing failure of SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket on August 28, 2024, the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration took the serious step of grounding the rocket, citing the need for a thorough investigation into the mishap. This grounding is significant not only because it halts the operations of SpaceX's most reliable workhorse, but also because it disrupts a crucial upcoming mission, Polaris Dawn, a highly anticipated private spaceflight mission. Polaris Dawn is designed to achieve several firsts in space exploration, including the first private spacewalk. The mission was scheduled to launch from Kennedy Space Center, carrying a crew of 4 astronauts on a 5-day journey into low Earth orbit. While some people agree that safety should always come first, others argue that grounding all Falcon 9 operations over one failed landing seems excessive. They point out that the rocket successfully completed its primary mission of delivering satellites into orbit, and no one was in danger. The FAA and SpaceX have had a rocky relationship in the past. This isn't the first time that SpaceX has faced delays due to regulatory concerns. The Starship program, which is crucial for SpaceX's goal of reaching Mars, was delayed for years while waiting for the necessary launch licenses from the FAA. Musk has openly expressed frustration with the agency, accusing it of being slow, which he believes hampers innovation and progress. Some people believe that these delays and regulatory challenges are not just about safety, but are also influenced by politics. In recent years, Musk has become more politically outspoken, often aligning with Republican views. He has moved the headquarters of his companies, like Tesla and SpaceX, to states with Republican leadership, such as Texas, which are known for their business-friendly policies and lower taxes. This shift has strained his relationship with Democrats, who were once more supportive of his ventures. Similar to the first couple of launches, SpaceX's Starship program is again on hold as it awaits the necessary launch license from the FAA for its 5th test flight. This delay has been a source of frustration for both SpaceX and its supporters, as the company has been pushing forward with preparations for the flight, but regulatory approval has yet to be granted. The upcoming Starship flight, known as Integrated Flight Test 5, was initially planned for early August 2024. However, the schedule has slipped to late August or early September due to the ongoing FAA review. This review is focused on the safety and environmental aspects of SpaceX's plan to land the Super Heavy booster on land using the so-called chopsticks on the launch tower at the Boca Chica facility, rather than opting for a water landing as in previous tests. This situation highlights the tension between innovation and regulation. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you in the next video.